cool place to build a shelter. I think I'm gonna make an all natural bark roof, waterproof shelter using this underground root ball bunker. Be blocked from the elements from both sides. Have a roof. I'll have to build a raised platform, but lots to do, so let's get started.
Judy. Thank you.
Bella has the food. Are there steaks in there, Belly? Are there steaks? Are you making off with the steaks? Oh! Are you making off with the steaks? Good. Good girl. You can't have those just yet.
That is a really yummy steak. Really yummy. Bella thought so too.
Good girl.
pretty nice out. Cooking at camp, so bears are not hibernating anymore. So it's not good to cook right like this goes, but what I do is I'm very careful with everything, and after I cook, I burn my sticks that I had the steak on, wash my hands, and then any drips that fell around on rocks and stuff, I burn it off, just so there's not a lingering scent for something to come around at night. This is a cool, another bark shelter, guys. Well, guys, I just wanted to take a second to thank today's sponsor, Built Bar. Built Bars are freaking delicious. Best protein bar I've ever had by a long shot. They've got 17 grams of protein, and the texture is amazing, consistent all the way through. And they're just on a whole other level with flavor. I mean, I've always had to take protein bars on my trips, but you eat them because you have to eat them, not because you want to eat them. With Built Bars, I actually eat them because I want to. I'd say my two favorite flavors are double chocolate and the salted caramel. They've got 18 different flavors, 6 of which are new. And the new and improved Built Bars are not just new packaging, they've improved the flavor and consistency all the way through the bar. I'm not lying, they're delicious and made with real ingredients. 100% real chocolate, 130 calories. If you want some more calories, just pack down another bar. They're also gluten-free for you, those of you that are gluten-free. I'm happy I found them, and I appreciate Built Bar for sponsoring these videos so I can bring you along and keep bringing you these videos. So check them out. I'm gonna put a link in the description below. If you want to click on that, you'll get a discount, and go over and grab yourself some Built Bars. Bella did a lot of barking. Actually, not too much barking today, but a few barks. I kind of really like how it turned out in the end, and it's nice and flat and comfy. And then being in this natural bunker created from this massive root ball from the double tree that I essentially peeled, it's giving me a natural wind block here, and then the big boulder on that side, just the rock. I'm closed in on both sides. Honestly, it's pretty good. I didn't use natural tools, but this is an all natural shelter. I just rested this dead ash tree here on that side and stuffed this one through the root ball to the other side. And these are just resting on the ground back there, propped up a little. Because the bark wasn't long enough, I used bark to just tie some lashings to hold the bark from sliding down too far, because it is kind of slick up here. I brought in some water. There actually is a lake nearby. I'm not sure if you heard the loons calling. Freaking beautiful. My favorite bird of summer. And there's a couple of creeks, but Bella's got around down to the creeks a couple times today. But I'm gonna sleep well. There's something about it, like you're working and then once you cook and you're by the fire, it's just mesmerizing. You just kind of settle in, and something so nice about just sleeping with a fire at your head like this, I gotta say. Super camo too.
Good morning. It's a really nice night. The black flies are out, and yesterday when I was working, they were biting, and I thought they were going to be worse this morning, but they're just starting to come out. Some people might have been wondering, but like, you know, because when you peel it, it gets a couple of little cracks, but these aren't all the way through, so it won't leak through there. There are a couple, there you can see light, but the way the ridges are on the bark, it has to land in that ridge, the rain, and run down and get into that section. So you could just cover it with something, even just some debris, some leaves, some sod, just anything to get the water to drain past the bark ridge a tiny bit onto the next one, and you're 100% fine. You sleep good, Belly? You sleep well? Yum. That's good. That's good.
Well guys, that's all she wrote for this little adventure. I really like how it came together in the end. You know, while I was building it, I was second guessing myself and etc, but it all worked out. Done a lot of these now where I haven't used, I'm using tools, man-made tools to build it, but I haven't used, in the actual shelter, I haven't used anything man-made. And you know, you got to keep them a little simpler when you do that, but and a little bit of figuring, but you know, sometimes simple is really what you need. You know, as if this was just an overnight survival thing, you wouldn't do something this elaborate. What I would do is, if for whatever reason you found yourself without a tarp, it shredded, it burnt on the fire, you were out on a hike and got lost and you didn't have it with you, but maybe you did have some tools, or you know, you never know what you might have brought. You might have been out cooking for the day and not planning on camping over. I would just take one section of bark, and you could go for even a smaller tree, a standing tree. You know, you pick the right species. Some are better than others, but in the spring they're better when the sap's flowing well. And try to peel that and just get under it. Just throw some boughs on the ground or some moss and just lay under it, you know, to get through the night. And you know, if you needed to. But this is a lot of fun to do. This would be a little more long term. It could be improved on, reinforced, extra little waterproof on some of the little cracks, but honestly it would be fine like this. You get maybe a couple drips in some spots near the side there, down near the bottom, but that's beyond the bench. So pretty fun thing to do. But yeah, if you liked it, please like and subscribe. Like pumps the video in the algorithm, and you know, subscribe, hit the bell, because then you know when I post a new video. So yeah, I'd appreciate that. Hopefully we get back to this spot in the future. Check in with you later. You know, worst comes to worst, I could just use that, and me and Bella could hunker under there with one quick little ridge pull and get out of the rain. You know, survival. I'm making something a little bigger than what you would need for pure survival, but that honestly would be perfect. It took me, you know, you'd have to have the tools, but if it was spring and you went for a green tree, or the sap was flowing in a tree, and you peeled it up to the height you need, it could come off in about 15 minutes. I'm using this down tree, so it's much more tedious. So, you know, and in which case you could literally use a rock or something to get through, and then at that point you don't need the tools to pry it off. But that took me exactly 1 hour. You know, so not too bad, considering if it was a survival situation, you could just literally get under that and get out of the rain. So just in this depression here, it's pretty good. The fire being up at my face level was pretty nice too. It traps the heat in here. I've got plenty of space down this way beyond where I'm sleeping, and plenty of overhang beyond where I am as well. So it's pretty good. Keeping it sort of lower to the ground would mean you'd have to have a ripping driving rain to get me wet here, especially with all the trees that are over there. The rain wouldn't blow through those, and then here, and then over to me, and I'm blocked from the sides too, so it's pretty good with no cordage or anything. So, and this lasts for a long time too. I built one 1.5 years ago, and it was still there. Some of the cracks from weight of snow and stuff had opened up a bit, but you know, if you actually covered all of this, like, so that the bark wouldn't sag with time from snow load and stuff, it would, you know, last much longer.
You know, if this was filled in with sticks. And that was a year and a half ago or over that, and that one was still standing. But I removed it just because it got, you know, I was worried I wasn't using it. I'm like, you know, what if someone was hiking through and some kid went in there? So, anyway.
Good. Good.